Hey, what's up everybody? Steve with the Penguin Outdoors YouTube channel. And as you can see, it's just another beautiful day, spring day here in Northeast Missouri. It's raining, it's windy, and it's freezing cold. So, get the door closed and tell you what we're up to today.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
So let me show you what I'm working on. This is my, well, we're gonna clean it. This is my 2021 Hobie Outback. Now, there are only two things about the Hobie Outback that had me considering a pro angler. I didn't want the bigger pro angler, but there were two features the Outback lacks, in my opinion, that it should have. One is rod storage, which I solved with some Hobie H-Rail rod holders. The other feature is the seat just sits too low in the Outback, in my opinion. The Outback is plenty stable enough to have a higher seat, and I think it should come with one, but whatever. So there's two reasons I want a higher seat. One is because I'm 6'1", and I don't quite like the angle from the seat to the pedals, regardless of the adjustment that you're in. The pedals just sit a little high for the max height of the seat. Like I run the front of the seat at max height at all times, and sitting on these little seat rests at all times, and I wish it was a little higher. The second reason is I want to be able to put drawers underneath, some kind of storage where I can just pull out the drawer, or two drawers. You know, pro angler guys use this DeWalt one a lot. I don't know if that one will fit. We'll have to see when this is all said and done, but I want some kind of storage under my seat other than just like sliding a tackle box under there. So flip this back around. So there are kits out there that you can buy to raise your seat up. The cheapest one I know of is about $70. It's pretty new on the market. They just started cranking them out. I got to thinking though, because that $70 one, since they just started making them, it's going to be like weeks before I can even get one. And the other ones are more expensive, and none of them are quite what I want. So a lot of the seat riser kits, you keep full adjustment in the front, which is mandatory. I want my adjustment. But in the back, they either don't change the height, like it just stays this way, or in the case of like the $70 one I was talking about, there's a block that's installed that raises it up. So you either don't get more height in the back, or you lose all of your adjustment in the back, and I don't want that. So I've come up with my own plan that I think is going to work. I'm not 100% sure, but here's the basics. So I got some flat steel bar here, nothing too special. Got it at Lowe's. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these off, and I'm going to, you'll see, but I'm going to set those on top, mark the holes, then slide it and mark the holes again, with the idea being that it will set these up higher. And I think I'll get about 3.5, 4 inches more in the front. Sounds about right. I'm kind of guessing here. The only problem I might run into is my side rails here. If these aren't high enough, they already have spacers in them. Well, I don't know why I pointed at the front. The front doesn't, but they have spacers here in the rear to clear the Boondocks landing kit. And if they're not high enough for this modification, I'm just going to end up making bigger spacers and bringing the whole thing up a little bit, because I don't really want to sacrifice seat height. So we're just going to have to see how that plays out. So that'll take care of the front. So for the back, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if this is going to work. So my plan, which if you've watched my channel before, you know how things tend to go with plans. My plan is to install this channel here relocate the seat clip to this because a seat clip is absolutely mandatory. If you've never looked up how much these seats cost to replace, if you do, you'll always use your clip. But I think that when the front comes up, it's going to change the angle enough that the back feet peg should sit right on here, nice and securely. And because it's sitting back from these, I should be able to retract the legs, drop down to this spot, or drop the legs and go all the way down. $23 invested in these two sections here. But I already have the hardware and stuff I'm going to need. So, because you need an extra bolt here and here to secure the plate to the topmost point of this. So let's just get into it because I'm kind of rambling on. It's all very confusing. So happy 420. Even though it's raining, we're going to have some fun here in the garage. And let's get into it and see what we can come up with.
Fat people always have reasons to suspect he's here. I mean, because it restores my faith in him. I mean, he's a guy who, I feel is a real slacker, but he's.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's a bar that I go to all the time.
Right.
So she.
On top of that, when you sit there drinking, you gotta eat.
Well, no, because the bar closed their restaurant, so they have
Okay.
to send workers.
All right, don't toss the spacers. We'll be reusing these. We're going to need them. We reinstall it to keep the angle right.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I take that back.
The adjuster off to the side.
The bar. So I did.
Never been married? Yeah, you're kind of odd.
Yeah, no, I know. I feel like I'm getting into that.
Hey, on the back side of here, both blocks have this, but it only matters on this side where the adjuster plate is. There's two little nuts that go in that block. Yeah, make sure you don't lose them. You're going to need those when it goes back together. Okay. All right. Yeah, so that's going to be real nice. It's going to be a pain in the ass with these, though. So if you're like me, your extra bolt nut you find around the house might be too long. We'll end up cutting that off. It's not going to be a big deal. Okay. Now what's interesting to me, this side did not have a spacer. That side had two. I've never had mine off before, so I could be wrong when I make this statement, but I'm going to go ahead and say that there's probably supposed to be a spacer on each side and not two on one side. I think that was probably wrong, but since I don't know for sure and that's how it came apart, that's how I'm going to put it back together. So I'm not going to put a spacer on this side, even though I think it's probably supposed to have one. So the front's right as far as height. That's what I wanted. That's a big old chunk of height, and we can adjust it down if we need to. So everything looks good there. So back here with the kickstand, they just barely catch on there. So they're not going to work there because when you apply any pressure, they're going to come down. And even if you could get them to hold there, the pressure on the hull with that little bit of a bite wouldn't be copacetic. I thought it would drop the seat back far enough with the new height that it was going to match up. obviously it doesn't. Oh, hold on, I'm coming off. Okay. So I could either build some kind of kickstand back here, which I don't really, or some kind of extender back here, which I don't really want to do. Or I can go get some wider channel. Okay, so I'm not doing the best job of producing today because I got like a wicked headache, and I wanted to do this anyway because I work for the next 4 days. So the front worked out perfect. We're gonna take the grinder, cut this excess bolt off, and then we'll pretty much be good to go. This is super stable. It's level. The adjustment works. The seat snaps on there just fine. Everything about the front part is great. And now we got all that extra clearance, and it's going to be more comfortable. The back, on the other hand, went a little differently, as you'll see, as you probably already saw in the GoPro video. But all right, I'll see you in a bit after I go to Lowe's. Okay, so 5 minutes later, I ended up back in the garage. Because 2 reasons. I was curious. I wanted to know if I put the seat down in the lowest forward position, if the back feet would catch like they're supposed to, and they do. So if you put the chair, let me flip this around. If you put the seat in its new lowest position, which is here and is still pretty high, the back feet sit right on there just like they're supposed to. So that part's fine, but kind of defeats the purpose of me wanting to be like way up. And honestly, when I get out on the water, I may even like the new lowest position better. So while I had the seat off and I was mucking around, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I, honest to God, did not know that my seat had these stands underneath. And so I popped them out, and those work perfect. Like, now it's sitting gangster. I got a ton of room under there. It'll work. It'll be comfortable. I mean, I assume. Obviously, I haven't been on the water, but I've never not been comfortable with a higher seat, and this is one very stable kayak. I have 0 concerns about stability. So anyway, I didn't know it had these legs, so I just Googled it because I was curious what they were there for, because before this was lifted up, if those would have been out, I mean, I'd have looked like one of those gangster cars with the back airbags inflated and the front airbags down. Like, I couldn't imagine that was comfortable. So I did not know that Hobie is forward thinking enough that they put 4 legs on this chair so that if I decided to sit on the beach, I could just still sit in my Hobie chair. Like, there's been a couple trips, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, where I have put a camping chair in the back of this kayak because I knew I'd be chilling on the beach. I did not know I had those legs. So I'm actually pretty happy now. So because I can set it at its highest seat height with those legs, and because these feet will sit comfortably on here like they're supposed to with this at its new lowest setting, I don't think I'm even going to I'm not going to even mess with angle iron back here at this time. I'm going to skip that. And if I decide that later on that's what I want, I'll do it. But I'm going to rock it just like this. And then, yeah, I'm going to rock it like that. And I can always put this in the lowest setting if I want everything to sit a little lower and sit on sit on the hull like it's supposed to. So I'm calling this done. Man, I can't believe I didn't know it didn't have those legs. I feel dumb now. You know how many times I've had this seat off and everything, and I never noticed these things hiding underneath, folded up. So look at that. That is a thing of beauty. I still need to work out the solution for the H-rails, but I got a pretty good idea what I'm going to do. So I'm done hitting you with my bad producing. I'm going to wrap this video up, but that's how you can get your seat higher in the Hobie Outback 19 to 21. Well, 19 plus. I don't think they changed anything in 22 as far as that goes, but this is a 2021 and it works in mine, which means it'll definitely work in a 2019, 20, and 21. I imagine it'll work models after that. So I'm done blabbing. I'm kind of all over the place. This video is going to be a lot of fun to edit. So if this helped you out, don't forget to hit subscribe. My channel gets views all the time. I'm super proud of that. But it's only at like 300 and something subscribers because a lot of those views don't convert over. So just hit that subscribe button. Help me out. I appreciate it. I love doing this stuff. And every time one of you guys subscribes, just makes me feel a little better about what I'm doing. Like people actually care and want to watch my videos. So we'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks for watching. Peace. Well, we hoped you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more great videos from the Penguin Outdoors YouTube channel, don't forget to click subscribe. And while you're at it, hit that little bell so you get notified when new content is available. Please leave us a comment down below and let us know what you thought. And don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.